Alright, this is Saint a Legend, and I am making a Metroid Prime map. So let's get to it. I'm going to make an animated lift, go from point A, B, C, D, E positions. So I'm going to call this video an advanced animations video. I don't know, but we'll see about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 5 OPE events. Oh, it's already screwed up on. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Am I right? Okay, and then we're gonna have this shit. We're all gonna connect this device to that object. But here's the tricky part. All of them will have on and off switches. Hopefully, there is a fan in the background. I'm really sorry about that, but it is very hot and humid over here, so I have to have the fan on. Since I'm gonna have a delayed interval trigger between these to make things a little more subtle. Alright, so we'll add 1 tick, right? Okay, so there is a slight bug with on and off OPs, but that's only because if there's if you have a first person mode and you try to make checkpoints and shit, there's a fucking bug. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and just use fucking portals, dude. It's a lot easier and it's more consistent. So pretty much what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have, it's pretty much gonna be OP on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. We're only gonna OPE a desired target. That's it. Alright, so it's going to be and it's going to be kind of a long tutorial, but if you want to learn how to animate the best way, you should totally watch this video. Continue watching. I'm going to try to go slow so you guys understand. If you guys don't know the basics of animation, you can always look at the examples. There is a very good example with the car animating the car. But it's extremely basic though. Okay, so what we're going to do here, this is going to be on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off, multiplied by 5. Remember, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, just keep it number based. Can't memorize letters. So we're going to say that lift the object to follow these coordinates of X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's our first target. Our second target, we will follow the coordinates of number 2 target, which is diagonal path. Our third target, we will follow the coordinates of another straight path of this dummy object. Our fourth path, we will follow coordinates of another diagonal object. Our fifth and final path, we will follow the directions of the last straight path target. Now obviously we want all these to be off the bat. It doesn't matter where this target's at. Okay, so since we got that in order, now what we want to do is have this one on, because this one needs to be on. Or even better, we could just have it off, because there's an on switch anyway. So we're gonna have to turn it on anyways, right? Right, we can leave this here to give you a representation of that lift. We won't do any swinging with the rail car, but if you guys want to apply swinging to your rail car, or any type of object, you could make a swing with a variable data source. So you create your you create your animation, and then tied to your linear data source, you want to use a variable data source. Then you could start editing values in the point decimals. With only linear data sources, you can only animate whole numbers. You can't go down to the 0.00. If you want to do below 1, you have to use variable data sources. Then you could do vibration animations, very slow, subtle animations, right? Good for like more realistic physics-like animation. So if you want to replicate physics, this is using variable data sources is the way to go, right? But physics on and off also applies the same way. But if you get good at animations within trials, performance, you're gonna save so much performance work, right? And it'll look better and run better, right? Okay, so what's gonna happen here is we're gonna do some animation now. Might just call this video a advanced lift animation tutorial or something, because I am animating a lift cargo to take very distinct paths for me, right? Oh my goodness. Everything has to be in order, right? We're gonna animate in positional values. I don't know which positional value yet, but we'll think about it. Alright, so yeah, this is Pirate Homeworld. I'm making a map. It's pretty long, actually, a lot of script to work with. They call it noding nowadays, not coding, because we're noobs. But yeah, like pretty much what happens is, it's just a lot faster to make video games than just code everything from scratch, right? And for people who don't like coding, like me, is noding seems to be faster for prototyping and stuff. And it's just better, dude. Like, it's just pure animations and pure effects and stuff, right? Just worry about my fucking values and shit. It just saves a lot more time, right? So what we want to do is we would have it's going to be an animation, but we need the animation to turn on and off, right? This is going to be continuous. So we're going, and this is going to be for one animation, right? Yes. And if you guys want to do it again, you got to copy the entire thing again. And it works the same way. You just got to rearrange the times. We'll do that, though. We're going to make multiple lifts, so you can have two passing at the same time, in a way, if that makes more sense. Well, we'll see about that then. Alright, so we're going to have an on, a delay interval, and an off. And then we're going to multiply this by 4 more times. Make sure we're in order there. Okay, so we all know what this does. It does that. Yeah, so after I do my 3 last Metro Prime maps and my Walking Dead maps, I'm pretty much done making maps until something new comes to mind, and I'm just waiting for another Trials game or something to come out or something, you know? And then if that happens, yeah, I'll just go from there, you know what I mean? What the fuck am I doing? Alright. Okay, so we definitely wanted to go... So this one's on to off. All of them are on to off. And you know what, I could have saved some more fucking time, but no. Decided to do the super long way. So you guys could have just done this while they're all linked and then copy them and then assign your targets after. But I'm just saving more time in this video than it should be. I don't even know how long this tutorial is going to be actually. Okay, so our gigantic tall tower of coding is here. We're going to animate this joint. And then we'll just go from there. Okay. We're gonna say that's a position X. Test it. No, I'm wrong. It's definitely position Z. Charles, you just never know. Okay, position Z, negative value. Now this is how you animate in Trials. Alright, so we're gonna say position Z is probably too much. Way too much. So I'm gonna say maybe about a negative 10. This thing's killing me right here. Wow, negative 10's that far, huh? I'm gonna say negative 5. It's gonna be a while. I'm not gonna cut. So I don't cut. Negative 4. And see, once I know the values for this, then I know the next one's probably going to be a negative 3 or negative 4, right? And I know all of them are going to be negative 3 or 4 because they're the same lengthy pipes, right? In a way, right? So I'll know like the basic. Negative 4, what does that do? Move it a tad closer. Alright, negative 4. Is that a decent speed, you think? I think that's a decent speed. 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna say negative 4, looping, reset when disabled. Okay, so our first target is done. See what I'm saying? So everything's going to be 1 second run. Let's see what this calculates to. Okay, if it's 1 second, and I believe it. We're going to use an impulse trigger to demonstrate our path. And we're going to use a impulse splitter. And pretty much what it's going to do is that we're going to say off. Since this is kind of blocking the way, we're going to put it right here so we don't really see it. Or maybe in the back of the map. Fuck, dude. We're going to put it right here. And pretty much what's going to happen is chain of events is going to happen. Alright. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Alright, that's great. Very great, but there's a problem. Our joint, it's gotta be right there. So when it comes out of the hole, it's gonna be like that. Okay, so we gotta create more interval triggers because we totally forgot about the transitions. So we're gonna have this many transitions. This many? Yeah, because the ending counts. What's pretty much gonna happen here is after 1 second, we're gonna pass the interval to this one. And then it's gonna say interval. Oh fuck, dude. This is where it gets complicated. I'm frustrated because I didn't think it was going to be this much work for 5 movements, but it is. Just how it is. I think we're good because what's gonna... Why do we do that? I don't know if I'm an idiot or am I just an idiot? Obviously there is a section down below and on top. Why does it need to calculate an alternate path? Okay, so forget about that part. Forget about that part. So what we gotta do is after 1 second, this is gonna happen. It's gonna be a constant flow of animations. And the same thing is gonna happen down here. On, off, on, off, and so on. Okay, and so if they're all gonna go at 1 second, then what is the thing that we need to do, eh? We need to go like this, and then loop it. Same with this one. And then that should be our loop. So this is our start button. We can turn that off for now. And we can give it a save on video because I am making a map, and Trials tends to freeze every single time, even on save. Okay, well, never mind then. I can't even find my damn save. That was a waste of a video. Okay, so we're gonna continue this. Don't you guys worry. We know it's position Z. We know it is negative. We know it's -4 and reset. Let's see if it works. Okay. It works. That should be pretty easy from straightforward now. Now this one, we will select this point of data, which is this one. And we probably know it's going to be position Z. We definitely want looping and invert when disabled, or restart when disabled. But I think this one's going to be -6. Let's see. You're right, -6. I'm right, -6. Alright. I'm going to say off. The next one we're going to select is this next angled one. Looks like the same length as the other one, other point of data. And we're going to say this one is position Z. And then from position Z, we want looping, reset when disabled, -4. It's kind of hard to see the values from where I'm standing in real life. Alright, I'll write on the dot. To be safe, we're going to say -6 on that one because we wanted to move off the map. And that is it, guys. After that, oh shit, I moved my microphone on accident. And after that, we're gonna test it. Alright, so this one's position Z. Did we select position Z yet? Nope. Okay, then we have position Z. Position Z is going to be da da. Then we're gonna have -6 as our in value. I'm just gonna give it a test ride. Okay. And then we're going to say off. Okay, and then we're gonna give it a screenshot from this angle right here. And then we're gonna save. For reals now. So this is Pirate Homeworld FPS. It's in alphabetical order, the saves. And you can see all my maps that I've been working on. Apparently it says I've been working on this game for 4 years now. So Trials Fusion is one of those games where it sets... most games is just story based, but this game, forgot the word. It sets a new experience for people, a new kind of life, building a new skill. And that's what Trials Engine is. It's kind of like taking a game design engine into a game editor. Because you would want to build in Trials because all the textures and animations and programs are already built for you. In the engine, it's kind of not like that. You got to actually know what you're doing. But in Trials, you don't actually have to know what you're doing. And you can go for it. Alright, so let's give it a go. One impulse, and let's give it a test run. Let's see if it loops. Oh. Okay, it works. It works, but it's too slow. Okay, so how did we fuck up? I think our intervals, since we multi-selected 8 intervals, we could select the dimensions here. We're gonna say 16 milliseconds, so it should move like a lift. Let's see. It seems that the longer the strip it takes, it's a little different. But there you go, guys. That's how you make an animated lift, an animation lift. So you guys could like see the thing going. And it loops automatically. I don't know what else to say. I think that is a very good tutorial. We just got under 30 minutes. So I'm probably just gonna call it an I don't know, dude. This looks like an advanced I'm gonna call it multiple path animation loop. multiple path animation loop. And the multiple path animation loop is pretty much just animations. It's on and off OPs, and it's constant, dude. It's very constant. You can adjust each one. So you see how the speed values are different? You can go back and adjust the speed values if they're too fast. But since I don't want to do that and it looks cool and I don't want to mess it up, because remember, you gotta also think. You also gotta adjust on and off settings, and I think one, like if you're very, very good with math, which it takes, well, I'm talking about very good with time math, you could do it like that. Now, I wish this would be good for game character stuff, but if you want to do a game character, like game character checkpoints, my advice is to use the portals. It's more consistent, or you could just do the game variable event. Or you could just switch game characters over and over and over again. We're gonna give it another test run here. There you go, guys. That's your advanced animation, and it's looped. So if you guys ever thought about making an advanced lift system or something, or some sort of like looping animation, let's say if you wanted a door to turn on and to turn off, to turn on and to turn off, an obstacle to turn on and off, make sure you have on and off turned on to make sure your setting is loop, and any other settings as well, because the looping tells you that it's on, and this is how you create a constant animation flow. You know what I'm saying? So you could also even make yeah, just I don't know what to say, dude. You could do animations at so good. Alright, so that is my video. I'm Saint the Legend, I'm out, and we'll see you on this FPS map. Hopefully it'll be running at 60 frames per second. I like the fucking other one, the Sky Town, that's pulling only 20 in some areas, because I wanted the draw distance to be a little farther. But this one, since you don't have very far draw distances, and each draw distance is actually probably like 200 meters. I don't think you're gonna have any performance. You might have like frame rate drops here and there because there's a lot of particle effects and these types of animations if they come into play. But I think you're pretty good. So I'm Saint the Legend. I hope this animation tutorial was great. This is probably one of the best ways to animate complicated lines. Or you could use a driving line in my last video if you want super complicated animations. But problem is with that, you have to animate the physics bubble. So this is the best way. And it takes a lot of work, but when it's done, you feel that progression of reward, and you'll love it. I'm Saint Legend, and I'm out. See you on my next video. Bye.